of all, I owe y'all a huge apology because I had absolutely no business coming on the national YouTube burping like a big ass ogre on that last video. Hey, what's up y'all? It's your girl P Hope and I am back with another video. This is Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, the finale. So I think they went that was season 3 episode 35. They gave us I don't remember if they started at 1. Child, I don't know. I just know it's 35. So this was a 2-hour episode. Y'all know that I am very long-winded when I talk, and I appreciate all of you guys that watch my video from start to finish, because y'all know I get long-winded because not only do I like to go in detail about what happened during the episode, but then I also like to give my personal opinion on the scene. So that's what makes my videos so long. Some of you guys really appreciate it, and some of you, you know, y'all skip and, you know, choose whatever you want to watch. But either way, I'm just happy to have you, and I appreciate my P-Hope family to the fullest. Y'all already know that. This video is 1 week late. The other video, I think it was like 2 weeks late or something like that, but y'all still checked your girl out. Y'all was still checking for your girl, and I love y'all for that, because I know that these last 2 Love After Lockup reviews have been really late. But like I said, it was because your girl birthday had came and I got a little bit out of control. I thought I could take a little time off, and I have realized that as a YouTube rookie, that is not a good thing to do. So you know, in the future, when I know I have stuff coming up, I just know I have to pre-record so that, you know, we can keep this thing flowing how it's supposed to flow. So like I said, I do apologize for last week's late video, and I certainly apologize for this week's late video, but we will not get any more Love After Lockup until June. So I will definitely still have content coming out each and every week. I have a lot of videos that I have supposed to have already uploaded and put out, but I just haven't had time to. So this actually gives me enough time to get out some content that I have been trying to get out. So just because we don't have Love After Lockup again until June, don't mean that your girl is not going to be out here doing what she does on the channel. Please make sure to continue to check out my channel each and every week and see if I have anything that you're interested in or not. And I did get some of you all's requests to review other shows while we are off of Love After Lockup. I think somebody wanted me to do what was it, Married at First Sight. Somebody asked me to do Married at First Sight, so I will definitely check that out and see if it's something that I'm able to review. I know y'all feel like doing these reviews is just like you look at the show and you give your opinion, but it really is a lot that goes behind the scenes into getting this done. So shout out to all of the YouTubers, vloggers, bloggers, and everybody else that does this kind of stuff, because listen, when your girl jumped on here to do Love After Lockup, I thought it was going to be a cakewalk. And from episode 1, I found out that that's not what that is. Y'all, this really is a lot of work. So that's why I'm always so appreciative of you guys that actually tune in and watch my videos from start to finish, because it lets me know that all the hard work and effort that I put into these videos is for not for naught. You know what I'm saying? Like it's for a reason, because people actually enjoy it as much as I do. So I'm always so appreciative of you guys. But yeah, so I will check out the Married to Medicine for those who, I mean, I'm sorry, not Married to Medicine, Married at First Sight. I will definitely check that out. Somebody wanted me to do Love and Marriage Huntsville, so I will I already watched that show, just trying to see how many more episodes they have left for this particular season. I don't know if I'm going to actually jump in this late in the game, but I'll check it out. It's worth checking out. And I think it was a couple of other ones. I'm gonna have to go on my Instagram and see, but don't think for 1 minute that I don't look at y'all's comments and that I don't you know, that I'm not paying attention to him, because I am taking everything into consideration. But yeah, I'll definitely get that done. And I think that's it. I hope all y'all had a fabulous weekend. And let's jump right into this late ass finale review. Let's go. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna keep the laptop up here with me because, like I said, this episode was so long and so lengthy that I don't want to keep going back and forth with the laptop. So I'm gonna just keep it here with me. But you know, we still gonna get the same energy that we give every week with these reviews. It's nothing. I want to start with Chevelle and Quaylin. The episode actually opened with Chevelle and Quaylin because we are still at the scene from the week before when Quaylin had just found out that Chevelle was still receiving text messages from Jay. So, you know, he's still highly upset about the text message, and he just feels like, you know, you've been out here lying to me all of this time, and you expect so much of me, and you don't want me to talk to nobody, but you've been out here doing what you do. And then, so he got real big up in his chest, y'all, because this was the stuff that he said. He said, let me get it right. He said, keep your man happy. You haven't been doing that. Now, I'm going to just say, out of all the stuff that he said during this argument, I feel like, Quaylin, you're saying things to this girl that you can't even produce in the relationship. You're saying that she needs to keep you happy, but do you honestly feel like in your heart of hearts that you've been keeping her happy? Have you really been around there doing everything that you're supposed to do in the relationship? Because as this argument goes on, it doesn't sound like that's the case. But anyway, like I said, y'all, Quaylin was real big and real puffy in his chest at this time. You know what I'm saying? He was ready to speak his speech. So that's what he said. He said, keep your man happy. You not doing that. You ain't been nothing but a lying, complaining. What else he said? Nagging. A lying, nagging, complaining ass girl. That's what he called her. And then after he said what he said, he attempted to go and get in the truck, crank it up, and he wanted to drive off. Now, all of that would be fine and dandy, but we have everything on record, my ninja. We have everything on record. And we remember early on in the season that that particular truck is the truck that who purchased? Chevelle purchased that truck for you. That's the truck that pissed D-Mark off, okay? That's that same truck. So how dare you get in an argument with her, tell her that you don't want to be in the relationship anymore, but then drive off in a gift that she gave you. Now, yeah, in a court of law, that would probably hold up. And the judge would probably say, well, you know, it was a gift. And, you know, in the art of love and war, a gift is a gift. So if he wants to drive off in his gift, he can do that. But I feel like this is a prime example of just how childish and just how unready the both of you guys were to be in a relationship, and much less be married. Okay? Let's just be real. So anyway, production had him blocked in, or somebody had him blocked in where he couldn't leave. So Chevelle goes up to the truck and she's like, give me my phone. Now, when she's saying this, I'm not sure if she's talking about the phone that Quaylin actually uses. She probably has purchased that and she probably pays the bill on it. But I don't know if she meant his phone that she purchased for him, or did he physically still have her phone that Jay was texting her on. But anyway, so she's yelling. She's like, I promise you, you're not leaving out this driveway with no phone that I paid a bill on. And, you know, she said what she said. So he was like, okay, so you want your phone? All right, no problem. He opens the truck door, he walks to the sidewalk, and he slams the phone down and breaks it into pieces on the fucking sidewalk. Now, that's why I said I don't know whose phone it was. Because my thing is this. If it was Quaylin's phone and she was paying the bill on it, Quaylin, the only reason you reacted in that manner and broke that phone up is because you're pissed that Jay is still texting her and that they're still having conversation. But it's no way in the hell you're going to convince me that if you would have left that phone with Chevelle and she went through it, that she wasn't going to find something on your bitch ass. Now, it's nothing that you could tell me that's going to convince me otherwise. And that's why you broke that phone up. Because if you were going to leave it with her, you weren't going to leave it to where she would be able to produce receipts that you still been out here being foul your damn self. So why you made a whole big ass scene like a fucking girl about her talking to Jay, I don't know. But yeah, so that's the conclusion that I came up with about that particular phone. And like I said, if that was Chevelle's phone, the one that Jay was texting her from, and if that's the one that he broke up on the sidewalk, then I feel like that was just some real bitch ass shit to do. Like what in the temper tantrum are you going through, sir? Like, it has to be something else. You're not going to convince me that this one text message from Jay saying, "Hey, beautiful," got you this freaking riled up. I'm not going for it. Now, if y'all ask me, this was the classic case of, I had a lot of time away from you, I missed you, and I felt like you were where I wanted to be. But then once Quaylen actually got there, he was settled into the situation. He's been there for a couple of weeks. He's dealing with Maila. He's dealing with Chevelle and all her, as he say, nagging and complaining. And then on top of that, Chevelle told us her damn self that they don't even have sex like that for real, for real. So with everything y'all got going on in that house, I just feel like you thought this was something that you wanted, but in reality, it's really not what you wanted. And you're using this whole Jay text message thing as your scapegoat to leave. And it's a real convenient way to make it look like, oh, I left because Shawty was cheating on me. Or I left because she was doing something that she didn't even want me to do. It's all her fault that I left. You feel like you are in the right so bad, but we see right through that shit. We see clean, well, at least I do anyway. So I wasn't here for anything that Quaylen did in that scene. Like, it was just a real bitch ass moment for me. And y'all know I've been rocking with Quavo this whole season. Like, I've been ragging on Chevelle ass all season. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been cussing her out. But in this scene, like, Quaylen, you really showed your ass and you wasn't in the right. So after the phone got broke up, the argument definitely didn't stop there. He did not get back in the car, but he proceeds to call Chevelle a nobody. Like, that was that was way out of line. Like I told y'all, Quaylen was really puffed up in his chest. So he said that she was a nobody, and she was like, "Oh, I'm a nobody." And then she was like, "How dare you? Like, you used me, my nigga. Like, how could you sit there and take me through everything and say everything that you saying to me when I have spent thousands of dollars on you?" And you know, I'm fast forwarding a little bit. So let me go back to right after right after he actually busted the phone up. They showed a clip of the police pulling up. And so at this point, Chevelle is sitting in her car and she's not rolling the window down. She's not opening the door. She doesn't want to talk. She doesn't want to talk to the police, and she doesn't want to talk to production because production is the ones that called the police, not Chevelle. It was production. So once the police got there, they're like, "Ma'am, we have to talk to you. We need to talk to you." She said, "It's nothing to talk about." So even though he had disrespected her to the fullest, she still had this man's back enough to say, like, "No, it's fine. Yeah, we're having a disagreement. Yes, my phone and my merchandise got broken, but I'm okay. If I'm okay with it, then you need to be okay with it, and y'all need to get the fuck out my face." So at some point, the police told them that they had to stop recording, so we did not get to see exactly how everything played out. But the very next scene that they showed was the police taking their ass on somewhere. And I was happy for that because yeah, even though Quaylon is out here acting like a real hoe, that scene wasn't any need for Quaylon to be locked up, especially having the lengthy record that he has. Like, it's really easy for him to get jammed up by just doing any little simple thing. So I was actually okay with you know, with them not involving the police in that particular scene. So yeah, like I said, he's still out here. He's angry, he's upset. He's telling her, you know, you basically ain't shit to me no more. You're such a liar. You know, you've been out here playing both sides the whole time. You're not the person I thought you were. Like, he's really acting like he just done read all kind of stuff, like she just been out here fucking off and doing all kind of stuff. Like, mind you, Jay texted her. She didn't text him. So that's why I know that Quaylon is taking this whole text message thing and just running with it as an excuse for him to get away, for him to leave, because he's just over the relationship and he didn't know how to just come out and say that. Okay? That's all that is. So now at this point, when the police are gone, they are walking down the sidewalk and they're still arguing, because at this point it's like, nigga, you're not leaving in the truck that I bought you. You're not leaving with the phone that I purchased for you. And she even went as far as to say, homeboy, them clothes you got on, that shit belongs to me. Like, I could really have you out here butt ass naked if I was that type of bitch. But, you know, I'ma let you live. So then Quaylon makes it a point to say, girl, I made you. Now, y'all, I have no idea what the hell Quaylon feels like he has made. I don't know if he feels like he has put Chevelle out here on the map, which, you know, we'll give you 2% credit, because if you were not a convicted felon, if you were not an inmate of the whatever county prison system that you were a part of, if you were not out here breaking the law, yes, Chevelle would not be a part of Love After Lockup, because, you know, we wouldn't know you and we wouldn't know Chevelle. So we'll give you that. But after that point, Quaylon, what the fuck are we giving you? Because we've been cussing Chevelle out all season for doing way more for you than she should have ever been doing. From day one, she's purchased you cars, clothes, food, cigarettes, whatever it is that you need, whatever kind of drugs you out here doing. I'm pretty sure she was supplying that as well. She's put up with finding you conversating with other females, potentially getting ready to cheat on her, and she still put up with that. You come back, you're ready to marry her. Who was funding this wedding? Chevelle. And, you know, at this point, Chevelle is so hot and overheated. She's admitted to us that she's been out here struggling because Quaylon's ass is not contributing to anything that's going on in the household. So, you know, she's footing all of the bill by herself on top of trying to take care of him. Like I've told y'all from day one, Chevelle is so thirsty for a man and so thirsty to be able to say, this is mine, this is mine, this is what belongs to me. She will go to whatever extent she needs to go to make that happen. And it's really sad and it's really disheartening. And I hope that she watches this particular episode over and over and over again. Every time you think about moving on to the next relationship, go back to this one episode where you can see that everything you've done for this man was still never enough. It was never enough for him to love you. It was never enough for him to stay faithful to you. It was not enough for him to keep you. When a man loves you, love is what it does. Love is an action word. And I don't know how many times I have to say that. Anybody can look anybody in the eye and say, I love you. But if your actions don't follow that, then that's a problem. That's a problem. And that's when you have to turn into Tina Turner on that ass. And you have to look that person in the eye and say, well, what the hell does love have to do with it? And And that just is what it is. Like, Chevelle, we all saw this coming from day one. Unfortunately, you didn't see it, but you know, the train wreck has already happened at this point, so you just have to lay in it, and you're gonna have to be okay with it. Let it blow over, do all the crying you need to do all the healing you need to do. And I feel like you need to really, and I said this on episode 1, you need to find out what true love is for yourself. Self-love is the most important love that any of us could ever have. So you need to work on self-love. Then you need to work on real love. You need to find out what real love is. And once you figure that out, your person will find you. Your person will find you. You don't have to get hooked up through one of your homegirls. You don't have to get hooked up on none of these prison sites, dating sites, none of that. Once you have that aura on you and you know what you bring to the table, your person will magnetically, it's almost magnetic, that your person will find you. And that's just what it is. But you gotta learn to be patient. You're not patient when it comes to love. And I mean, that's exactly how the saying goes. Love is patient and love is kind. And that's the part you're missing. You're a very kind girl, but you're not a patient girl. So you need to learn patience, and you need to learn the real definition of love. And I promise you, your person will find you. And you can put that on my baby hairs. Okay, girl? All right, now I want to go into Andrea and Lamar. So it says it's Andrea's African birthday party, and they have even invited Shantae and her kids. And this is just a really great moment and a big moment for Lamar to have his entire family all at one table. He said it just really warmed his heart to be able to invite his daughter, his grandkids, to celebrate with the rest of his family. Like, this is a moment that he's always dreamed of. So it's really big for Lamar. Michelle and Andrea get a minute off to the side by themselves, and Michelle just kind of puts a bug in her ear that some of the friends are a little bit worried that she is not acting Mormon enough, okay, as far as with her not wearing her protective garments under her clothes, and just the type of clothing that she's been wearing has been a little bit on the short side. And you know, some of the friends are just curious as to what's going on with her. And Andrea's rebuttal to all of this is because I want to show off my body. And I said, well, Poo, you know what I'm saying? If you can't be honest with your friends, who could you be honest with? Andrea's ready to go to Bella Noches. So, yeah. So she said, I want to show off my body. Like, so pretty much what's the damn problem? And she is very offended by the statements that Michelle is making. And she told Michelle that if this conversation happens to come up or out during this birthday party, they will be asked to leave, because I don't have to put up with this. Like, it's my business, it's my body, and it's my damn birthday. So we're not doing this, okay? They will be asked to leave. And so, you know, Michelle was like, hey, you got it, sis. You're right. It is your day. So Michelle let her, you know, she Michael Jackson moonwalked up out of that conversation, and she was done with it. But then it cut to another scene where they're just pretty much showing all the setup and everything that Andrea has going on. And she's like, oh yes, I got this set up over here, and then the Africanness over here, and then the veganness of it all right here. And you know, everything is just so me. And so this was the particular segue to the point where the friend Carrie felt like she wanted to ask a question.
And she said, well, I really don't know how to come at you about this, but you know, some of us were a little concerned, and we wanted to know about your undergarments, your protective garments.
And Andrea says, so you asking me what kind of panties do I got on? That's what you worried about? And and I said, okay, Andrea's not having it tonight. And she wasn't, because the next thing that she said after that was, let me ask you hoes a question. When is the last time any of y'all went out to feed a family in need? And so here they go talking about, oh, well, girl, you know, COVID been out here, so it's been quite a while since we did anything like that. And Andrea said, oh, okay, well, that's the difference between me and you, because I have done these things recently, because COVID ain't got shit on the Holy Ghost. Hello? So, you know, Andrea said, don't judge me by my appearance. If I say I'm something, then I am something. I'm still living in my Mormonism. And Mormonism is, you know, it's all about giving and loving and caring. And just because we're in a pandemic, just because, you know, we're out here in a world crisis, my mission is my mission. So that haven't stopped me. These short dresses haven't stopped me. This protective garment that I wear or don't wear haven't stopped me from being out here doing the work that I need to do. Which is very true, because we have all seen her still pushing her children to do stuff for the community. And she's still very much ready to go on this mission. And Andrea really has never stopped, you know, living in her religion. So yeah, I mean, she had a great point. Like I couldn't even argue with her on that. I was like, yes, gather them together, Andrea, let them hoes know, like, this not what we about to do. So in the next scene, she said, Andrea was letting them know, like, I have to teach my kids not to gangbang, not to sell or use drugs and things of that nature. And that's when Carrie's ass gonna say, well, that's everywhere. That happens all around the world. And at this moment, Carrie should have knew that she fucked up. Because Andrea said, bitch, if you think that living in Utah is the same as living in Watts, then you are absolutely delusional. And I said, you know what? I don't live in Utah or Watts. And I absolutely agree with that statement. Because just from the geographical knowledge that I know about Utah and the geographical knowledge that I have of Watts, they are two completely different places. So, yeah, I am completely with Andrea in this conversation, because I'm like, how can you compare apples to oranges? But, you know, Carrie is standing in her shit. And she said what she said. And she said, I'm just letting you know that gangbanging, selling drugs, using drugs, this happens all around the world. So, you know, it's no reason that we should be comparing the two when they're both the same thing. And at this point, everybody in earshot of this conversation is looking at Carrie like she's a goddamn fool. Because you can't possibly think that we live the same life. So then Andrea proceeds to say, well, let me ask you this. Do you live in fear on a daily basis of walking to your mailbox? And Carrie says, of course I live in fear every day of walking to my mailbox. And she was like, bitch, what? Like, you're honestly looking me in my eyes and saying this. And she said, yes, I live in fear walking to my mailbox, because I'm an out-of-shape woman and it takes me 1 mile to walk to my mailbox every day.
Call it take to make some boy wipe off her hurt and drop down flat.
So at that moment, Carrie went from Carrie to a Karen. Like, I could not believe how entitled she was trying to make herself in this conversation. Honey, y'all situations and y'all environments don't even begin to add up. So Carrie was basically saying that in the 1 mile that it takes her to and from to get to her mailbox, She could be attacked by a killer. She could be attacked by a wild animal, or she can be ran over by a disgruntled mailman. And because of the fact that she's overweight, she would not be able to get away. So that was the point that she was making in saying that she's scared to walk to her mailbox every day. Okay, we'll give you that, Carrie. We'll let you have that scenario. But peep this. What Andrea was trying to say was, it does not matter if you are a candidate for my 600-pound life, or if you have the body of a human being that is ready to go to the Olympics. You can be either one, because in the environment in which Andrea lives in, there are drive-bys at any given time. So it doesn't matter if you can run like Flojo or if you can't run at all. Because a bullet don't have no name on it, baby. A bullet has absolutely no name on it. So for you to feel like you guys can put yourself in Andrea's shoes, you are delusional. You're very delusional. So if you live in fear of walking to your mailbox every day because you're overweight, then bitch, go lose weight. And that's all I have to say about that, because that was absolutely ridiculous for you to try to put yourself in her situation in that moment. You should have just said, all you had to say was, you know what, girl, I really don't have a clue what goes on out here. And so, you know, what you talking about, all this gang violence and all these drugs that's going on, you know what? I really don't know that to be true about the area that I live in, Utah. I mean, I know drugs and stuff are everywhere, but I don't necessarily, you know, I understand you on that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have as much of that going on in my area as you do in your area. So, you know what? Let me just seek to understand you a little more. And so you know, you probably can't live in Watts the way that you used to live in Utah. You know what? Let me understand that. And she just wasn't getting it. She didn't take the opportunity to do that or say that. She took the opportunity to run her ass to the bathroom and start crying her little white woman tears. And I said, Lord have mercy. Nobody was attacking you, Carrie. We were just trying to make you understand that this is not a moment for you to compare situations, because you don't really have a point. You don't have a dog in this fight. So sit your ass back. But Carrie just couldn't figure out how to sit that ass back. So she made herself look like a Karen. Now, I will say, I don't feel like Carrie is racist. I don't feel like Carrie is racist at all. I just feel like Carrie needs a culture shock. I feel like I'm not going to say that it's Andrea's job to educate her friend. I mean, now, as that being her real friend, yeah, she can take her time and educate Carrie on important things as far as racial matters, because I feel like I did get a sense that Carrie is one of those women that if she sees all of this stuff that's going on with the Black Lives Matter movement and stuff like that, I feel like Carrie is one of those women that just doesn't understand, and she just doesn't get it, because like her friend said, bitch, you live in a bubble. So, you know, I would love for Michelle and Andrea to educate Carrie as much as they can. And I honestly don't even feel like, I don't remember the other friend's name, the other white lady, the other white friend, but I feel like she gets it. And that's why she didn't open her damn mouth. Because again, you don't have a dog in this fight. So I just feel like they need to wake Miss Carrie up just a little bit, and she'll be okay. You know, like I said, I don't get a racist vibe from her. I don't think it's anything wrong with her. I just feel like she's in her own little world. And so after she got through crying her little tears, honey, and she realized that nobody was going to come to her defense, even though Michelle came to get her out the bathroom, like Michelle told her, you owe Andrea an apology. So just go out here, apologize, and we're going to continue to party. And that is exactly what Miss Carrie did. She came out there and she did her best to apologize. And she asked Andrea for a hug. And Andrea was like, you know, you can hug me, but I'm not going to hug you back. And I'm not mad at Andrea for that, because she was me in that moment. Some of that, look, bitch, I'm still mad. I know we can probably bounce back from this and we can still be friends from after all this. But in this very moment, bitch, you still got my blood pressure up there. I'm still heated. I don't want to kumbaya at this particular moment. Now, I'm letting you hug me. So if you gonna hug me, come on with it so I can continue my party. But I'm not hugging your ass back. Okay, sorry y'all. I had lost the damn mouse to the laptop. But anyway, so the ending scene for Andrea and Lamar was, you know, everybody had gathered back at the birthday table, and Andrea was ready to announce to everyone that the family would be going on a mission to Ghana. And so, Nyla and Tennyson, they had a little small confessional, and they was letting us know how excited that they were to actually be going on this trip to Ghana. And even Lamar said that, you know, he never imagined that stepping off of the prison soil that he would ever be experiencing anything as the likes of going to Ghana. And we remember earlier in the season that he was not really cool or comfortable with going. But I guess now that he's done a little more research and his family dynamic is a little tighter, he's actually excited about going. Now, they did not say if Shantae and her kids were coming along, so 9 times out of 10 they're not going. But I think that it is great that Andrea and her kids will actually get to go back home to Ghana so that the kids can meet the other side of their family. So I think that's really neat, and that's a good thing, and that's pretty much how their scene ended. So congratulations and safe travels to Andrea, Lamar, and all of your family. John and Christiana. Okay, you got Christiana meeting up with Tara at the park to ask Tara, was she flirting with John, because mom says that they have been doing a lot of flirting. Tara says, well, you know, a lot of times mom doesn't know her head from her ass. So, you know, you can't really go off of what she says. Christiana says that, you know, she even went into far as detail as to saying that she heard a lot of bed creaking and, you know, particular noises. So it led her to believe that it was something going on between the two of y'all. Me and John have been doing a lot of flirting. And I said, okay, well, we knew that Tara couldn't wait to tell that part any goddamn way. So, you know, she didn't hold back on saying, like, yeah, we've been flirting, so what's TC's? And let's see, Christiana says that she knows that it does take two to flirt, but you're my sister. You're supposed to be my best friend. How could you do something like this to me? Tara says she's sorry, but at the end of the day, shit happens. And I said, well, damn. This particular comment, that's when Christiana went into tears, and she was just like, oh my God, I cannot believe this happened. And so she wants to know, well, did you guys smash? Did you have sex with my husband or not? Tara says, look, we almost kissed. And then Christiana said, well, who almost kissed who? Did he kiss you or you kissed him? She said, I tried to kiss him. And that's when she mustered up the lightest slap that she could, and she tapped that face a little bit. She just, that's all it was. It was just enough to shift her face a little bit. It didn't even sound off. And I was like, Christiana, you could have kept that. You could have really kept that slap. But if you felt like you needed to do that, then whatever, girl. Because I really thought that that's when Tara was going to fire off on her ass. But I mean, shit, I guess Tara felt like, well, look, this bitch done gained all this weight. If she get on top of me, I'ma go on her. So, you know, Tara took that opportunity because Christiana was like, how could you do this to me? I would never do anything like that to you. And Tara said, what do you mean? You did do that to me. You slept with my baby daddy. And she was like, yeah, I did. But that wasn't your husband. And she said, it doesn't matter. We were together for 15 years. And in that instance, I definitely agreed with Tara. A ring and some paperwork does not make a difference if you're in a relationship with somebody or not. Like, bros know they're not supposed to break the bro code. Girls know they're not supposed to break the girl code. So sisters should definitely know that you don't break the sis code. Like, come on, this your sister. And so, you know, Tara had already told us that way back in the Gap, Christiana had done got high and drunk. And, you know, she had done smashed Tara's baby daddy while Tara was in the same damn room. So, you know, this whole plot that Tara had going on, she set this up from Jump Street. She wanted to get John comfortable. She wanted to, you know, make him feel like, you know, his secrets were safe with her, and doing all this flirting in hopes that he would take the bait. You know what I'm saying? And she let Christiana know that, listen, I ain't even gonna lie to you. At some point, I did start to develop feelings for John, but, you know, all of that shit quickly went out the window because it's just something about this dude that's not right. I don't feel like he loves me. I don't feel like he loves mom. And I don't even feel like he loves you because you haven't been around him long enough for him to love you. So, you know, it's really gonna get to an I told you so place, and I will definitely be there to say I told you so, but something ain't right about this man. And Christiana said, well, fine, you know, let me find that shit out for myself. And then at that point, that's when Tara scooted her ass on wherever she had to go. And Christiana did a confessional, and she let us know that, you know, it's moments like this when she gets real emotional. That's when she wants to use the most because she doesn't like to show her emotion. So it was a really triggering moment for her to want to go get high, but she said she's not going to do it. She's just going to go back home and see what John has to say about all of this. So now at this point, it's the next morning. You know, we saw that John had him some good ass sleep, and they're out on the back porch. Christiana come out there with her robe and her cigarette, and she got a straight attitude. And he was like, you know, you don't look like you in the best mood today. What the fuck wrong with you? And she said, you got anything you want to talk to me about? He was like, no. And she said, oh, okay. Well, I asked you, did you and my sister do any flirting while I was locked up? And you told me no. But I had a little conversation with her last night, and she told me otherwise. So do you have anything that you want to tell me? Because I definitely believe her. And instead of John ass saying, well, you know what? Yes, we did flirt, or no, we didn't flirt, his rebuttal was, well, I married you, didn't I? This man could not answer this question just with a straight answer to save his life. And Christiana was definitely a better woman than I would have ever been, because it would have been that moment that I would have pushed John little raggedy ass over the porch rail in the mighty name of Jesus. Because I'm asking you a yes or no question, and at this point, this is the second time that I'm asking you this question, and you still can't give me a straight answer. So I already know the answer, because anytime a person can't just answer the question, they've already answered the question. You know what I mean? So that's what that was. And so let me see what the next scene was. Let's see. She said, so why did you lie when I asked you the first time, did you flirt with my sister or did my sister flirt with you? And he said, look, I made a mistake and, you know, it's something that will never happen again. And, you know, at that point, Christiana still was not necessarily satisfied with his answer, but she did let his ass know that, homeboy, that is your one and only time to lie to me, be disloyal to me, be dishonest with me. You only get one chance. And then Christiana let us know that she's staying in her relationship because John is a care provider for her. He is a stable man for her and her mom. And at the end of the day, she wants to do everything that she can to continue to stay sober. So at this particular point in life, she's choosing to stay in her marriage. And I can't say that I blame her. And then especially with looking back at the season, yeah, it's going to be a little hard for her to see the flirting between John and Tara. But at the same time, like, he didn't act on it. Like he said, he didn't act on any of the flirting. And it is worth a second chance, I guess. Even though we know that John says he's never been faithful in any of his relationships. But we know that they did stay together because at some point she got pregnant, and I believe that the baby is already born. So, you know, they done already started building a family or whatnot. So I just wish John and Christiana the best because, Lord have mercy, they got some real country fried poly. Let's just move on. Moving on to Michael and Sarah. Now, Michael and Sarah's scene is really short, thank God. Here we go with these phone calls. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Michael and Sarah's scene is really short, so I'm just gonna read it straight off the laptop. It says that Sarah meets up with Michael to see what she can salvage of their relationship. And the first thing that Malcolm wants to know is, are you and Mike still smashing? And she's like, I don't think that's any of your business. I'm a grown woman and I'm just out here doing me. She proposes to him that her and Malcolm continue to do all the things that she's been doing, but she does no longer want to be in a committed relationship with him. And so then Malcolm is like, oh, you know, oh, okay. So you want to know if I'm good with that or not? And she was like, yeah, like, what do you think about that? And he said, well, what do you think about that? And she was like, well, I wouldn't have put it out there and proposed it if I wasn't okay with it. And I was like, Malcolm, stop playing and let us know if you down with this shit or not. And so then he says, well, that's cool and all, but it just seems like you and your baby daddy is still a little sticky with that situation. So I would like to remove myself from the situation. And at this point, Sarah was looking real crazy. She was just like, for real? You, like you want to dead everything? And he was like, yeah, I want you to have a great life. That's what I want you to do. And I was hollering because Sarah wasn't having no understanding. And Malcolm was trying to figure out why the hell he traveled all the way back up there for her to hit him with some bullshit. Like, everybody was confused in this damn scene. So, you know, Malcolm, like I said, Malcolm said he wanted to remove himself from the situation. And then we pan back to Michael, who is still back at this restaurant tonguing down this random ass girl on the sidewalk. She is still really trying to convince him to take her back to the room with him. And Mike says that, you know, it's common sense to do the right thing, but every sense just ain't common sense. Which means that that little nasty, sour tongue kissing that he was doing was enough for him to go ahead and invite old girl back to the room, because Like, even though she looked like she wasn't going to take no for an answer, like, even if he would have said no, she was going to get in her car or her Uber, because it don't even look like she got a car. But I'm sorry to be going so hard on this girl, but the girl just looks so damn dingy to me. She looks dingy. She looks halfway put together. You weren't TV ready. You were stressing me out, girl. You were stressing me out. But long story short, he said he pretty much let us know that he hit that. He hit that, and that confirmed what I needed to confirm. What I told y'all last week is that Michael will hit anything that he can prove was born as a woman, and that's of legal age. And that's just that. Michael ended up coming back down there with Sarah and the kids, and then he pulls out a ring so he could re-propose to Sarah. And he wants to do this in front of the kids, and I just feel like that was a real jacked up thing to do, because he put Sarah in a position where she couldn't just be open and honest with him on how she really felt about the proposal, because she honestly thought that the shit was a joke. Like, come on now. Yeah, we've been getting along. Yeah, I've accepted the fact that you deal with other women. You've accepted the fact that I deal with other men, but we're still not at a point to where we should be talking about recommitting ourselves to this marriage. And like she said in her confessional, all these court dates that they've been through, all this counseling that they've been through, and now this fool wants to get back together. Like, I'm not having no understanding. So she wasn't having no understanding. She's in the boat with us. She ain't understanding Michael's angle, and we're not either. Because if everything is working out at a comfortable position right now, why wouldn't you just leave well enough alone? You know, it's established that Michael is not done playing. It's established that Sarah wants something real and tangible that she can hold on to and call her own. And y'all doing this whole open marriage thing, listen, just go ahead, cut ties, keep smashing each other when y'all want to, and keep co-parenting to where, you know, everything is cohesive for the girls. That's all you got to do. But Michael is making things, Michael's throwing a monkey wrench in it by trying to do too much too fast. And Sarah knows that. So what she ended up saying was, you know, I'm not giving you no answer out here in front of these kids, in front of these cameras. Like, we need to go home. We need to really have a serious sit down and talk about this without the children involved. And then I'll give you a real answer then. And I'm just praying to God, Sarah, that your final answer is hell no. It needs to be hell no. Don't let this man impregnate you for a third time. Don't let this man re-propose to you and make up all these lies. I need you, just like I need Chevelle to go back and watch last week's episode. I need you to go back and watch that episode when Michael told you that this whole marriage thing, it was fake and phony from the jump. This was all so that you would let me see my kids. You would let me, you know, take my kids whenever I needed to, so that you wouldn't take my kids away from me. Meaning that if me and you didn't have children together, I would never be married to you. I would have never asked you to marry me. Those are the things that you need to remember. Don't think about the present. Think about the past when you're talking about something like rekindling a marriage. Like, that's big. That's a lot. So I think that that's something that you definitely need you need to take into consideration. Say no, girl. Just run. Just run. If Michael don't want to keep shit the way that it is and go ahead and dissolve this marriage, like, listen, girl, just, it's ways to get around him. It's ways to get around him, and you just need to figure out what that is. But I'm hoping that it's a no. From the bottom of your toenails, I hope you tell that man no. And the last scene that we have for Michael and Sarah is Michael riding down the road, and he gets a phone call. And it is Maria's crazy ass. And Maria's like, you know, what the hell you been doing? And that's pretty much how the scene went off. So I'm thinking that that's the segue for us to see Michael in another up and coming season. That's a way for him to stay a relevant cast member on the show, is because he's always in some shit, okay? So, you know, who knows? We might actually, by the next time Michael's on our scene, we might even get Sarah and Maria hooking with each other. I don't know. I don't know. But that was Michael and Sarah for season 3. Brittany and Marcelino. Okay, their scene was real short this particular episode too. Thank God, because y'all know I struggle to fit them into the review, because even though their sections, their portion of the show is very real, it's boring. It's boring. But you know, we love them just the same, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it over with. Brittany and Marcelino finally get a chance to themselves to have a conversation, and Marcelino says that Brittany has been so wrapped up in helping Miss Cindy that she has totally neglected him and the kids. You know, he said, we hardly ever get a chance to talk. Every time we talk, we're talking about your mom, and quite frankly, my dear, I'm over it. And so, you know, Brittany was like, well, you know, I do understand that, and but you gotta know that I appreciate you. And Marcelino was like, no, I don't know that you appreciate me. And she said, well, I really do, and I hope you understand that if the shoe was on the other foot and this was your mom, I would be just as dedicated to helping your mom as you are to helping mine. And he was like, yeah, you know, I definitely understand where you're coming from. But what I'm saying to you is that if this particular, you know, therapeutic trip doesn't work, I'm not going all the way to Antarctica. You know, I'm not doing it. So if this don't work, then that's it. And so she says, oh, let's see. She said that Miss Cindy has been doing good since they've been in Alaska. And then Marcelino says, yeah, but let her have a drink in her and then see what happens. Brittany says that if her mom does not agree to go to a full recovery rehab center, then she will make a promise to Marcelino that she will just let Miss Cindy go. So anyway, by the end of that scene, long story short, Miss Cindy did end up taking the invitation to go to the full recovery center. But by the end of the episode, it told us that she did not make it through the full course that she needed to go through. She dropped out midway. So I'm not sure what that means for Brittany. I don't know if she's still willing to help her mom, or did she keep her promise to Marcelino and she's done with Miss Cindy. I don't follow any of these people outside of the show, so I really don't know. All I know is, you know, the things that you guys tell me. So maybe one of y'all can drop down in the comment section and let me know, is Brittany still involved in her mom's life, and how excuse me, and how Miss Cindy is doing right now, because I have no idea. I don't go looking for stuff like that because, like I said, I only care about what goes on in the episode. But feel free to drop down in the comment section and update us and let us know, okay? Amber and Puppy. Amber gets a phone call from the lady that Puppy cleans the houses with, and she says that Puppy has been acting weird all that day, and that she hasn't cleaned the residence that she's supposed to be at right now. So Amber pulls up at the Airbnb that Puppy is supposed to be at, and Puppy is in the backyard, butt-ass naked, taking a swim. She is face first in the water, so Amber thought that she was drowning, but Puppy slowly lifts her head, and she says that she was just relaxing and enjoying life. She doesn't understand what Amber's problem is and what is the big deal, and why the hell does Amber take everything so damn serious. Amber says that this is the last straw, and this is not what they agreed on when Puppy got out of prison. And at this point, she is going to be removing herself from the foolishness. She said that she is changing her parole address and she is washing her hands of Puppy. Puppy didn't know what to say or what to do at this moment, so she said, I love you. And Amber said, you know what? Fuck that. If you love me, then stop drinking. Because y'all, Amber was out there. I mean, not Amber. Puppy was out there with a big ass, like, full bottle of alcohol. And she was just sipping. And she had forgot she was at work. Because she told us that, look, I'm just out here enjoying life. And, you know, I'm living. I'm just cooling. She was like, yeah, I know this ain't my damn house. But so what? Like, I don't care. And that's the difference between Amber and Puppy. Puppy is really just carefree. She's just a flower child. And she's just here to enjoy life. And in between, every now and then, in between that, she knows that she has to work to make money to support herself and to support her habits. But, you know, for the most part, Puppy doesn't really give a shit about too much or nothing. Okay? But Amber is totally opposite of that. Amber says that she's already gotten out. She's already had that wake-up call. And she realizes that life is not all about having fun and partying and doing what you want to do all the time. You know, you have to realize that the decisions that you make affect the people that you're connected to. It affects your friends. It affects your family. It affects your co-workers. So she's realized that she has to take life a lot more serious than she did, you know, before she got locked up that last time. So Amber gets it and Puppy still doesn't have it. Poor Puppy. So anyway, Amber said, if you love me, you know, stop doing what you're doing. So at that point, Amber took this big ass bottle of liquor and she just throws it down in these people's driveway. And I was hoping to God that that bottle didn't break. And it didn't. That was a thick ass glass bottle of liquor. I don't know what that girl was drinking, but as hard as she threw it, it didn't even break. And so because it didn't break, Amber was like, you know what? I ain't got to put up with this. You know, you have a great life. And she got in her car and she drove off. And Puppy was like, you're leaving me here? She said, yeah, I'm definitely leaving you right here. You need to figure it out. And she rolled off. And so Puppy went and picked that liquor up out the driveway. And she continued to drink. And she sat on them people's porch. And I guess she just waited on a ride. Because, you know, at that point, what else do you want me to do? Amber meets up with Sammy and tells him that she now has her own spot. And Sammy says that Amber has inspired him to do the right thing and he really wants them to be together. She is the air that he breathes. And then Sammy starts crying for the 1 millionth time that we've met him. In the 3 times that we done met Sammy, he done cried for the millionth time, okay? Because every time he think about Amber, he just gets emotional. And I don't really know how to feel about that, y'all. I don't know if I need to be like, oh, you know, Sammy, oh my God, you're so sweet. Or if I need to be like, nigga, get your shit together. Like, why is this lady making you so emotional to the point where you scaring me? Because if she say, look, this ain't really what I want to do, I don't want to see Amber on the first 48. I don't. I don't want to see Amber on Snapped. I don't want to see Amber on For My Woman. Like, I need you to get your emotions together, Sammy. Like, you, come on, bruh. Amber says that she is ready to give Sammy a chance. And she also thinks that her and Puppy will eventually be friends in the future. And after that scene, her and Sammy end up riding off in the truck. And Sammy is just ready to go make love to her toes at this point. Amber told us that, you know, Sammy is infatuated with her feet. You know, he has particular polishes that he has set out for her. So, you know, she has to change the color of them toes at any given time. Sometimes she has to perform certain acts with them toes. you know, sometimes they go in his mouth, sometimes they don't. He just loves them toes. Okay, Puppy is back at home, and she's telling her mom everything that happened, and she also tells her mom that she feels like Amber has gotten back with Sammy. She asked her mom, did she know anything about that? And the mom said, you know, I had a suspicion that you know, that she might have gotten back with him, but I couldn't confirm it. I didn't know for sure. And that's pretty much how their scene ended. Excuse me. And all I have to say to that is, you know, I don't have a problem with Amber and Puppy being friends sometime again in the near future, but I really hope that that love and that attachment that Puppy has for Amber does not send her spiraling any further than Puppy has already started to spiral. I think that Puppy, and I think I've said this several times in other reviews, I think Puppy is absolutely gorgeous. Puppy has a natural beauty that is, it's rare. It's rare. And I just don't want her alcohol consumption and whatever else she's dibbling and dabbling in to take that away from her, because she can really have so much and go so far just off of her natural looks alone. And I mean, that's a shallow thing to say, but it's a true statement. At the end of the day, like, who gonna check me? That's a true statement. And I don't think that Puppy sees that in herself. So I hope that she can get the reins on that, and she can get herself together before she spirals out of control too far. And that's pretty much all I have to say about Amber and Puppy and Sammy's ass. And I just wish all three of you guys the absolute best. We'll catch y'all on the next go round. Okay, y'all, last two couples. So now we have Shane and Lacey. All right. Lacey goes to the mailbox, and there's the letter that John wrote for her in the mailbox. Lacey says that John will always have a really big spot in her heart, but this is a pattern for John, and he needs to just move on, and she wishes him nothing but the best. I completely agree with everything Lacey said. Let John do John while Lacey do Lacey. Okay. Let's see. John is continuing to go to his recovery meetings and to take the methadone. And during his confessional, he actually got sick, and you know, he had to Earl, as a nicer word to put it. You know, he got really sick and he had to go to the trash can, and he said that that is a side effect of the methadone that people don't ever really get to see. So yeah, so the recovery process is not easy and it's not fun. And so I commend you to for keep going to your meetings and taking your methadone, John. And I really hope that that works out for you, because I know I can tell how bad you really want to stay clean and want to do the right thing. But you know, when things trigger you, it makes it even harder to resist going back to what you know. So like I said, just congratulations on everything so far. Let's see. Meanwhile, back at the house, Shane, Lacey, and the kids are in the backyard, and they're getting ready to have a gender reveal. John really wants to have a little boy because he can relate to a boy better, because he feels like he can teach him a lot more of the right from wrongs. He can teach him, you know, how to be respectful and treat a woman, and they can you know, different type of sports and fishing and things like that. And Lacey just feels like, you know, even if you have a daughter, you can still do all of those same things with her if she chooses to want to do that, which I completely agree with that as well. And let's see. So they pop the little gender reveal favors, and a whole bunch of little pink smoke flies out, which means that they are having a baby girl. Then it fast forwards to Lacey going to the hospital. Lacey says that during the delivery, she did have a few complications. The epidural shot caused an air bubble to travel from her back all the way up to her brain. Now listen, I definitely felt her pain when she told this story, because a similar story happened to me when I had my son. One thing that they really stress to you when you're getting ready to have an epidural is don't move. I don't give a damn what it feels like, what it looks like, or none of that. Now mind y'all, I'm already scary as it is. When I see a regular needle, I get freaked out. So, you know, they're telling me don't move. But right before they gave me the epidural, my dumb ass turned around and looked at that big ass needle that they was about to insert in my back. So before it could even go in all the way, soon as I felt it touch the tip of my back, I instantly jumped. And so it caused, by the time I delivered, while I was, you know, in the recovery room, I started to get these major headaches. And that's the same thing that Lacey was experiencing. She said that she started to have these really bad headaches. So they had to do a CAT scan on Lacey, and the same thing they did with me. They did a CAT scan. And so with Lacey, what they found, like I said, she had an air bubble that had traveled from her back all the way up to her brain. And if that air bubble were to pop, it could cause her to have an aneurysm. So I feel like her situation was very scary. And I don't even know how they dealt with that air bubble. And my situation, because of how hard I jumped when I felt the needle hit my back, it caused blood to run through my back instead of through my veins, you know, the way that your blood is supposed to run. So that was causing me to have major headaches and, you know, just all kind of stuff. So they had to go in, seal that up. It was a mess. Long story short, ladies, if you are getting an epidural, when they tell you don't move, the best thing that you could ever do is keep your ass as still as possible. I don't care how bad it hurt. I don't care how scared you are. If you are choosing to get an epidural, listen to them people when they tell you to be your ass still. There, that's that. Now, let's see. Talked about the epidural. So the next thing that they show is the baby. So they decided to name their baby Summer Rain. I thought that was a very pretty name. And little baby Summer Rain looks just like her dad. So she's a really pretty little girl. She's a pretty little girl, but she looks just like Shane. And me personally, I'm very excited that Lacey is okay. And I'm even more excited at the fact that Lacey's lips have finally gone back to normal. Like, I don't know if anybody could be happier about that than me. Like, the lips was about to take me out. So, the last scene that it shows for them is that John has a date with a young lady named Julie. Y'all. Julie got hooked up with John through one of John's friends. I don't remember what friend John said hooked him up with Julie, but friend, whoever you are, whichever one of the friends that hooked him up, I just want to slap him with the strength of Jesus, the disciples, and all of the goddamn Avengers. That's how hard I want to slap this friend, because Julie looks like drugs, alcohol, and bad decisions. That's what Julie looks like. And I am only speaking on that. It has nothing to do with nothing except for, though you could tell by the way that Julie applied her makeup. You could tell by how bad her eyes were dilated. You could tell by her slurred speech. And you could tell by her hand movements that Julie was under the influence of some type of drug, alcohol, or a cocktail mixture of both. Julie is bad news for John. So they're sitting there, they're having dinner, and you already know, ex-addict, whoever. I know John looked right in that girl's eyes and could tell that this was about to be a party girl. And what I mean by that is party girl, okay? John knew exactly who he was sitting at that table with. And that's why, you know, even though he played it nice for the camera and was like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful, and I'm just glad to be done with Lacey and all the drama that Lacey come with and this, that, and the third. Baby, you know you about to go down a whole nother road with Miss Good Time Julie. So if any of y'all want to update me on something, that's what you can update me on. You can do as much research as you feel like doing and let me know if John and Julie are still dealing with each other, because I feel like Miss Girl is gonna lead John right back down to the prison. He thought Lacey sent his ass on a roller coaster ride. Oh baby, Miss Julie is a whole nother ball game, and I can tell. So if y'all want to update me on anything, you can update me on that. But that is it for Shane, Lacey, and John. And we are going to move right into our last couple. Okay, y'all, we made it to the last couple, which of course is Sean and Destiny's ass. Okay, so we have Destiny's mom standing outside the courthouse. And, you know, she's just talking about, yeah, you know, I just hope she makes it out okay. I hope everything is all right. And then Destiny ends up coming out of the courthouse, but it's not because she's a free woman. It's because she's newly married. So she comes out the courthouse with a young man named Jason. Jason appears to be a young Christian man that says the best part of Destiny is her heart for people, and that he's just hoping for restoration for Destiny. I don't know where in the hova he thinks Destiny came from and what kind of person she is, but she has got him absolutely fooled, because Destiny is still the same bitch that she's been from day one. And I have no idea what kind of good heart that Jason sees, but whatever. And my point is proven, because the next scene we see is Destiny calling Sean and saying that she's back in jail and she's serving up to 16 months, and that she needs for Sean to send her some money. Now, first of all, why the hell you can't call your Christian husband Jason for some money, I'm not sure. But, you know, again, the joke, the gotcha, ended up being on you, because you sat here and got married to someone that can't even support you financially while you're locked up. So I don't know what you were thinking by taking that route, but you know, you call Sean, you're trying to convince him that he basically owes you this money because she's doing up to these 16 months because she turned herself in off of that charge with the with her cutting off that ankle monitor. Okay, so she's having to serve the rest of that time, which that's what freed Sean's $50,000. So since now Sean is off the hook for these $50,000, she feels like, okay, the least you can do is take care of me for the next 16 months because I saved you $50,000. Well, Sean said, you know, that would have been all well and good, but don't you ever forget that I was nothing but a trick to you. You don't care nothing about me. You was using me. And so I don't have nothing for you. And then the next thing Sean did was blooped her ass. Sean blooped her and hung up, and I was so excited. I was like, yes, that's the moment that I've been waiting on from you, Sean. And just as sure as I could get happy, I got motherfucking sad. Because the phone rung again, and he was talking to a female, and it was another fucking inmate. Okay? He's talking to another inmate. Her name is Sarah, and she has 1 month left behind bars. Whew. Sean says that he was talking to Sarah at the same time that he was talking to Destiny. I think he said he met both of them at the same time. So I don't know. I don't know what Sean got going on. I don't know if Sean has secretly been talking to Sarah the whole time, or, you know, if now that Destiny done knocked his ass off, he decided to go back and see if he could, you know, rekindle something with Sarah. I don't know. But what I do know is that that's going to be the segue for us to see Sean's weasel mouth ass on yet another season. So we're not done with Sean's crazy ass just yet, because Destiny would have been plenty enough for me to know that that's the wrong road. That's the wrong road for me to go down. But anyway, we know that Sean is slow, and that he's not gonna get enough until he gets enough. So y'all, that was the finale, a long ass, winded ass 2-hour ass finale of Love After Lockup. Once again, I do apologize for this thing being a whole entire week and 2 days late at this point probably, but yeah, it is what it is, and I am so thankful if you made it all the way to this point. You know I love your life. And with that being said, do not forget to tune in to the rest of my videos, because I will be dropping something each and every week. And if you have not checked out my weight loss vlogs, then stop by some of my weight loss vlogs and check those out as well. Do not forget to like this video. Please feel free to drop down and have a conversation with me below in the comment section. I love talking to you guys. And I think that's it. So with that being said, I want you to be happy, be healthy, be safe. This is your girl P Hope, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye guys.